when you're told let go and let God, what do you think that means? I mean, if you're offering up what you want, what you desire, and then all you ask to do is to let go of what you don't want and what you don't desire, and think only on things that are lovely and of good report. Your dream, your mission, your goal, what are you looking for? See, because what you're looking for is looking for you. And right now, it's found you.
Absolutely.
And it always does. See, you, you, you don't get away with nothing. See, because you're the only one choosing for you. So you don't get away with anything. What are you pronouncing for yourself? Think about it. It's really worthy of your attention to do so. I'll tell you, it really is. And I'll also tell you this: it took it took me years to understand what I'm telling you right now, and I didn't, not fully. I mean, little bits and pieces of it, but that was enough to change my life and change my world. And it'll do so for you because it's for every child born of woman. So you're on schedule to receive too. And you have received because you're told worshiping God is using his gifts. So that must mean you already have them. Why are you not using them? Why are you denying yourself? And all denial is self-denial. There it is, isn't it?
You said something that what you're looking for will find you. And what came to mind for me was the scripture that says, we will give an account for every idle word in the day of judgment. That day of judgment is not some great white throne judgment. It's the end of the finding right now. Like you said, it found you. That's the judgment. So, like the person says, well, listen, I thought a negative thought and all of a sudden I manifested something positive. Again, I go back and say, you can't be that naive. Just because it hasn't shown up doesn't mean that the postage man is late.
Because you're happy at the moment.
True.
So it isn't affecting you.
Yeah.
But the minute you become depressed in any form,
Yeah.
gotcha. And people don't understand who's getting you but you.
Yeah.
That's the worst attack in the world is attacking yourself. He says, blessed is the man that does not condemn himself for that which he has allowed. See, you're let off the hook right there. If you'll just recognize that it's you doing it to yourself, you're set free. Choose this day. Why are you choosing the negative? Why? Because it's most prevalent. Well, you're told to be in the world, but not to be of it. So it only affects you to the degree that you're with the world's opinion. But that's still just their opinion. Maybe you have a different one, hopefully. You can see the opinion of the world today.
Yeah.
Boy, hasn't things just gone downhill, though? Really?
Yeah.
You see, one point of it is it's all going down, but then there's another section where it's all being built up.
Absolutely.
Well, why don't you shift your attention
Absolutely.
and help the guys who are building it up? See? Why you're over here firing it, doing what someone's doing right now, trying to fire up the bases. Well, you can catch fire yourself.
Yeah.
Hey, it's all a choice. I told you to choose this day, so it's all a choice. I mean, if you can't get your head turned around to choose wisely, well, you suffer the consequences. It's as simple as that. Believe me, it's that simple. Do you agree?
I would. I want to thank you for bringing, when you first started speaking about everything going downhill, I'm like, now, is he going to stay on that path? And then you said, but even as everything appears to be going downhill, there's another aspect that everything's being built up. So I'm glad that you've given them both perspectives because depending upon your point of view, your feelings, that's going to determine what you see in the world. Now, are you going to see everything going downhill or are you going to see everything being built up?
Choose, choose. Do you know what choosing means? See? Do you know what praying means? Do you know you're praying amiss generally? When when you're begging, that's its own answer. How would you believe God being a God? You'd have to beg. When he tells you, what do you want? And it doesn't even have to be good. See? You always can. That's what you do when you sit so still or on a chair. You're seeing where you're leading yourself to go. And you're thinking, you're seeing where you're leading yourself to go, word by word. And every word must be accounted for. That's what makes up your world of experiencing. You thinking feelingly to yourself, suggesting to yourself, what? What are you suggesting to yourself? Get even with the dirty dude. Is that it? Who are you getting even with? Seeing as how what's happening to you is happening through you. It isn't happening to you. So you got nobody to blame. See, if you're blaming somebody else, you're lying. They didn't do it. You did it. There's only one. You understand? Only one. I am with you always, all things to all. I gave you permission to choose this day. This is what you've chosen. Live with it. And that's what you do, isn't it?
Absolutely. Except we live with it, good, bad, or indifferent.
Absolutely. That's that's why it's a choose this day. See? And if you're not enjoying it, then you ain't been choosing it right. See? This is not something you have to go to and get somebody's blessing before you can do it. See, you already have the necessary ingredients you need nearer the hands and feet. All you have to do is recognize them, claim them. See, uh, Greg just asked me if I had a book uh, that I was talking about. Uh, choose this day. In other words, it says stake your claim. That was the Fox wrote that book. Stake your claim. That when you open your mouth or when you suggest to yourself, that's when you're claiming. You're claiming that fortune, be it good, bad, or indifferent. You're choosing. You're choosing. You're choosing all the time, always. You're choosing what? That's the question. What? But you don't have to wait for the answer because sooner or later you're going to run right into it.
Yep. Jesus called that fruit.
I, I, and tell us, is your fruit tasty or is it not?
Yeah.
Look, see, you look. You're always thinking ahead of your evidence. Why would you think anything other than lovely and of good report if you're always thinking ahead of your evidence that you're going to experience? You see, you're setting yourself up or you're setting yourself free. Your own conversations tells you all you're doing. You don't need us to tell you. If you sit still and actually contemplate and meditate. And when I say contemplate and meditate, don't make a big thing out of it. You're doing it anyway. Even when you're lost in thought, you're contemplating, meditating something because you're going to experience it. Come on. You've been given the wand. See? Don't hit yourself in the head with it. They're so conditioned to the ongoing drama that it's just like boing, just bounces right off of them. But I know that every one of them knows they got to do it for themselves.
Absolutely.
They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that at all. That they're responsible for themselves. And that's all they're responsible for.
Yeah.
Choose this day. It's all right there. I mean, come on. 3 words. Choose this day. It's simple, didn't he?
You did. You said something. You said, listen, people don't want to hear it, but they're responsible for themselves. And this is why so many people go to this teacher, they want a teacher to tell them how not to be responsible and yet experience life change. It's an impossibility. As long as we're giving our power away, we remain powerless.
Yeah, and actually the thing of it is that you can't even be powerless.
Yeah.
Except not choosing.
Yeah.
See, that's your power. You have the power of choice. No, I don't want that. No, I don't want that. I want that. That's get a passion. That's all it takes. If you have a passion for something, it's a driving force all the time. You're always thinking about it. You see, and as you think you are, there you are. Your passion is oncoming. Allow it. You see, you have to allow it. That's what everybody's doing. They're allowing what's happening to them. But we're told, blessed is the man who does not condemn himself for that which he has allowed. You just keep allowing it. So it ain't going to change until you change. It's as simple as that. If you find a way around that, let me know.
That's a powerful statement, and it's worth repeating. It's not going to change until you change. Now, again, I understand most people don't want to hear that because they want to believe that change can happen apart from them. Yeah, change outside of you, but change in your life can't happen until you change.
Yeah. Yeah. And aren't we told to be happy?
Yeah.
Huh? Are you being happy? What are you being unhappy about? Because you see, what you're being unhappy about has your attention.
Yeah.
Hello, your attention. That's the life. You're giving life to the very thing you don't want.
Absolutely.
That's called praying amiss. And most are about it
Yeah.
confidently.
Yeah.
Praying amiss.
Yeah.
Hey, all it is you're just not, you're uninformed, but you're told you can get informed, be still, and know that I'm God. I mean, what else have you got to do that would be more important than talking to God Himself? And He told you, He's man, is there over 100 promises that God made us in Scripture?
There's far more than that, and I've actually lost count. I had to. There's literally thousands, depending upon how you look at it. But and the promises are.
Really?
Oh yeah, and the promises are good and bad, depending upon how you use the promise. Now, of course,
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
so there's literally, if you do this, you get the benefit of this. If you don't do this, you won't get the benefit of this. So both of those are promises.
Yes.
You know,
Yes. Yes. Yeah. See, see what I mean? It's like when I was reading Neville's books. I'd already read it probably already a dozen times, but here I'm reading it again, and wow, something jumped right out at me that I know I went right over it a dozen times because I read it a dozen times.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I even read it more than that, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
And and feeling is the secret. You see, if it's the secret, then it does matter. Does it get your attention? If it has your attention, then it has life because that's where it gets its life from your attention.
Absolutely.
So what are you paying attention to? People go to fortune tellers,
Yeah.
you know, and actually some of them are pretty bright, you
Yeah.
know. I mean, they know that all they have to do is just manipulate them in a different way than they're manipulated right now. And if they can do that, well, then they did it.
Yeah.
But that, but that's all you have to do to yourself.
Absolutely.
You're here to be in charge of your own conversations. Choose this day. We have to have a conversation to choose, don't you? If a man would order his conversations are right, that's it, isn't it?
It is it. It is it. So as we're winding down, what would you say to the listener in winding down as far as feelings matter?
Feelings matter. What else can I say? Feelings do matter. They matter. Well, as a matter of fact, once you do awaken even a little bit, you'll find out that things like that it does matter because you're told that feeling is the secret. See, so yeah, it matters if it's the secret on how to cause desired change, and that's what everybody's looking for. Well, what would you go to church for? Aren't you when you go to church? Aren't you looking for a change?
Absolutely.
I'm changing something. Well, see, it's all right here.
Yeah.
The theater of mind, right here, right here. You play the part. Shakespeare said it over and over. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women are merely players, actors.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, look who we got for a president, an actor." Well, yeah, it wouldn't matter who he had up there. They're all actors. Believe me, and even more so in their case. Oh boy, you know, hiding something in plain sight. That's the secret.
It is.
It's right with you, but and you're looking at it all the time, and you still don't see it. Like I said, it's the greatest sign of embarrassment when you realize that out of my own mouth, it's the truth.
Yeah.
It is right out of your own mouth, or thinking, feeling, or what you call praying or not praying, or you're not religious, or you are religious, or what. That doesn't matter. What matters is how do you see you? That's what matters. That's your goal right there. Just be a better person. I didn't even know what one was. You know, I thought I was great as I was, and I was greatly mistaken. but but well, that's who the wise people are. You know, the ones who made enough mistakes
Yeah.
and learn from them.
And learn from them.
Yeah, and learn that's an important little hat on. Like Jesus said, these things I do, you shall do also, and even greater than Jesus. Isn't he telling you something?
Mm,
I think there's much more of a message there than you might think at first hearing. That's the reason for the reiteration, isn't it?
it is. Absolutely.
Being alone, that's important too. You, if someone else is around, you're intimidated. See, and in other words, what he's telling you, you deny me, I deny you also. Well, that's what I'm saying. You're denying yourself if you're intimidated by anybody. See, yeah, I have my problems too. I'm intimidated by my wife. Oh, oh, shoot. Yeah, well, actually, she's in some ways she's right too. I'm probably I'm a pain. Yeah, yeah. Even you've told me that. Oh well, what will be will be. Hey, hey man, it's all your own thoughts. You know, can you just sit and think of that for a while? It's your own thoughts that you're faced with. That's it. There's no opposition to you. If you have choice, if you have choice, then there's no opposition to you, is there?
No,
You make the opposition yourself. I did that. I did that. Yeah, I did. But no, no. See, your world is coming through you, not to you. Think of that one for a while. But that's true, isn't it?
it absolutely is.
There you are. We're telling you it's true. You want to test it? Test it.
Absolutely.
See, that's all you have to do. You don't have to join anything. Just test it. And when you find it is correct and you want to help, well, help us, right?
Absolutely.
Charitable, you get to be charitable. Come on. Attitude awareness, imaginational control. That's all you need is stroll through, and that's what we're offering you. Were we ending something?
We are. As I say always, it's been a pleasure.
Oh, it always is. Yeah.
We'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later.